Hello friends, I want to try this. CTRL. Hello you lovely motherfucking people. I thought I'd do another deathmatch commentary because why the hell not? Why the hell not? Why the hell not? You know, same map. Because map variety in deathmatch commentaries is not necessarily aspired for type, element, I don't know. Words are hard today. I want to talk about unbinding shift and unbinding control in deathmatch, and I want to talk about unchaining yourself in the way that you practice aim, because I've had quite a lot of more thoughts since I made the last video that I want to sort of update. So the way in which I'm going to do that is by explaining the benefits of unbinding shift and control, and even tab actually, because I think checking the scoreboard and thinking too much about your KD and, you know, to what extent you're going positive, or if you're going negative then you're tilting about that, and honestly that's just so irrelevant, it really doesn't matter, so you shouldn't be thinking about stats at all. I'd recommend as well buying a stat track AK-47, not for any other reason that it's just kind of cool to like track your progress, track how many kills you're getting. If you're not checking the scoreboard, then what you can do is kinda you know, have a look at your stack track number and say, oh, I want to get to this many. But unbinding shift and control means that the way in which you are taking gunfights, and yeah, the way that you are creating situations between you and an opponent does not depend on your ability to sort of dodge or suspend or divert gunfights with the use of crouching, or shifting, because I see a lot of people like, in order to, I tried to do it there and realised I haven't got shift bound, but like a lot of people, to have more control over their aim, over their crosshair placement, they'll generally shift around corners so that the movement's slower and it's easier to keep up with their mouse. But what you actually want to be comfortable with doing is moving around the map, holding all of the right angles without having to slow down your movement at all. So a lot of people use shifting for the wrong purpose in that way, I think. So yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about, really. I don't necessarily think that spending all of your time practicing with shift and control unbound is a great idea, because obviously they are both things that you want to mechanically learn how to implement into your practice, but I definitely think that a couple of hundred kills, especially with your spray control as well, actually, like just stutter stepping with your A and D keys, and then doing that without control. Sometimes I find that it's quite tempting to like come around a corner like this, crouch, and then peek the corner, because you can sometimes get a cheap kill doing that, because they'll generally be aiming at head level and they'll have to adjust their aim to shoot you, and sometimes you can get away with doing that. But it's situational, right, and it might have its place within a diffusal game mode, but it's not something that you want to be having to depend on, because after you've done it a couple of rounds, you're just going to get fucked after that. So it's more of a wild card that you want to play. It's the same with shift peeking as well. Like I think AWP might be VIP on this server. Let me have a look. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, I can't use the AWP because it's one of those servers where you have to be a very special person in order to do so. So basically, either a pro player or someone who gives them £20 a month so that, I don't know, they can support community servers or some bullshit like that. But yeah, like I found now, like I haven't really played properly in a couple of days. I've been working a lot over the weekend, and I found it hard to, I jumped into a pug and, you know, wasn't doing very well and felt quite self-conscious about my aim and about my ability, and I ended up getting a really sick play that game. But other than that, it was pretty disappointing. So now I'm going to spend some time sort of getting 500 to 1,000 kills in deathmatch, and I'm also putting some thought and consideration into what I might do with this YouTube channel. I mean, it's YouTube in 2017, right? So I'm not quite sure. I was tempted to do like a Road to Global highlights thing. There's definitely like a hell of a lot of really funny highlights, like non-gameplay, just weird bullshit that happens. So what I could do is I could potentially integrate them into my normal highlights videos, because I think I'm done making highlights videos now. Like, I'm obviously still going to make highlights, but it's not going to be like CSGO highlights number 10. I'm going to try and find a way to kind of mix it up and do something different with it, maybe integrate it into a series idea. So it is effectively a Road to Global series, so it's like a monthly or weekly highlights. I think weekly might work. So it might be Road to Global Weekly Highlights number 1, and then what I'll do is I'll just all of my best clips, or the clips that I get in ESEA, or the clips that I get against like good players, I'll save, potentially just be recording demos for a frag movie or something like that. It's a possibility, but I don't know what you guys think. But if I did decide to end up making a frag movie, I don't know whether to record demos at like a low playback speed in order to get sort of, you know, good FPS so that I can get it edited properly / not professionally, but you know what I mean, or whether I should decide instead. Oh, I hate not having a shift and control. It's actually because like situations like that, right? You're jumping through window. I generally actually use crouch to stop my movement, and I would have killed that guy like 99 times out of 100. But just not having to do that means that I have to be way more conscious of my movement and actually stop with my S key. So I genuinely think this is a really, really good way to become fluid with your mouse and keyboard sort of calibration. So like, you should only be moving your mouse as fast as you can, as fast as you can kind of press and coordinate your keys. It's kind of the idea that your mouse and keyboard should move at the same speed. I can't remember who said that. I think it's a pretty old concept, but like, basically, if you're aiming faster than you're moving, then you're not in sync, and you're not going to be be in an optimal position to take a gunfight when you approach a situation like a corner or something like that. So a good way to practice that is just base WASD movement and mouse aim and nothing else. Like I think one thing I found going back to Call of Duty is that I aim a hell of a lot faster than I move. So generally my crosshair, for example, will just be here, like in the middle. I wouldn't be holding a corner like I would be in CS, because I know that in COD the hitboxes are so sort of broken, I guess, that you can just walk through and look at any angle and just sort of shoot and then control, because there's no recoil to control or anything like that really. It doesn't really matter where you're aiming, you can just sort of track them. But doing that in this game is quite wrong, I think. No, Fabio, I don't want to play matchmaking with you, my friend. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about ideas that I may have for the future, and mixed with just another sort of, I don't know, I guess I can start doing commentaries again. There are sometimes that I feel really motivated to do commentaries, and there's so many different things that I could talk about, not just within the game, but I mean, a lot of people who sort of retire to do commentaries generally just tell really uninteresting stories about smoking weed when they were a young teenager, and it's not actually particularly interesting to watch or listen to. So if I did end up making commentaries, I'd like to bring something to it that sort of hasn't been done by the overwhelming populace of youtube.com. So I'm not sure what that could be. That could be topical issues on things that I'm interested in, whether they be academic things or whether it be about just sort of, you know, variety of concepts and sort of different attitudes or perspectives on different things perhaps, or whether it be on the sort of ethos of esports as a whole and competitive mindset and that sort of thing. I do quite like talking about mindset. I find that to be quite an interesting approach to sort of studying video games. Actually, that's probably what interests me about it the most, is the mindset behind it. Or I don't think I should really do anything technical, like, you know, even though I could do my research and put a video together on a map maybe and talk about some grenades and talk about some strats, I don't think it would be appropriate, because I'm not at the level where I could do that in a way that any other YouTuber couldn't. So I think there's plenty of content out for that. Same with aim guides and stuff. I don't think that's something I particularly need to talk about. But nevertheless, it would be fun to consider my options. I could always end up. I think, to be honest, like I'm obviously quite busy in my life as well. But there's a hell of a lot of stuff that I could talk about, or even stories that I could tell. So I'll put some thought into it, guys. I don't want to waste your time talking about, you know, possibilities when there's probably something I can actually bring to you. I mean, I'm trying to think about what I used to do commentaries back in the day, obviously with the old channel, and it seemed that most of it was about, from what I can remember, most of it was like kind of not uploading in between, you know, a period of a few months, and then just, but basically apologizing and talking about what I was going to do, and then not sticking to it and making another commentary. So by all means, I don't want my channel to be that, and you know, and obviously I'm not taking myself too seriously. My channel is obviously incredibly small. It would be nice to get some subscribers together, but that's sort of my point, is that I don't know necessarily how to do that anymore. I'm way too out of touch with these things. I'm not really interested in editing video. I mean, I do enjoy editing to a certain extent, and like there are times where I'm like really motivated to do it, but it also takes up a lot of time. It's quite a frustrating process. It also disables my computer when I'm doing it, because I'm either rendering or I'm uploading, and my internet's really fucking shit. So yeah, that all sucks. But and you know, just like I haven't got After Effects, so I'll just be doing everything in Vegas, and all I can, yeah, I mean, I can play around with a little bit of that, sure, but again, I want to be able to do something that would generate views in a way that hasn't really been done before. And I genuinely think that the most unique and individual aspect that I can bring to creating videos is my commentary and my thought processes, because that's something that's sort of non-replicable. That is bringing my own identity to my channel. And, you know, obviously other people can do that too, but there's only one of me. So I think that's probably what I'll end up trying to do. But yeah, guys, get deathmatching, because it's the fucking fastest way to get anywhere near decent in this game, honestly. Don't just play 15 pugs a day and don't DM, because you won't get better. Play retake, play deathmatch. It's jolly good fun. Alright guys, I'm probably going to head off, but if you did enjoy, leave a like and comment down below if you do want to see more of this kind of thing, and if you do have any ideas to contribute towards the concept of my channel, then please do that as well. Yeah, and donate me skins. See you later, guys.